This video will demonstrate the setup and checking process for the Inamax. If the machine has not been set up, you will need to plug it in. Ensure you have a grey box and an available oxygen supply. The parts you need are oxygen tubing, a clear adapter, 2 green adapters, an injector module cable, injector module, hose, patient gas sample line, and nitric injector tube and the filter. To set the machine up, slide the filter into the back of the Inamax, then set up the rest of the equipment as demonstrated here. Connect the injector module cable to the front, like so. Connect the patient gas sample line to the sample connector and connect the oxygen tubing to the wall or a cylinder. Once the equipment has been set up, you are now ready to test it. Check that all the equipment is attached and secure. To perform the high pressure leak test, open the nitric cylinder, ensure the cylinder is on, wait 30 seconds to ensure there is no alarm, and then close the cylinder. Repeat the process on the second cylinder. To perform the low range calibration, select the menu button, press local and press local again. You need to wait for all the bars to turn green. This can take up to 5 minutes. Occasionally they will not turn green and the calibration has failed. There are 2 troubleshooting things to do here. Double check that the cylinders are tightly turned off and you cannot see any numbers displayed on the top. If this does not work, you can purge the nitric lines. Once the bars are turned green, you know that your low range calibration is successful. Make sure that the nitric lines are connected at the back here, in case your calibration fails. The next step is to ensure the nitric cylinders are off and turn your wall oxygen to 10 litres per minute. Set the Inamax dose to 40 parts per million and wait for the cylinder closed valve to appear. Alarm to appear. The purge will be complete when the low NO alarm appears. The purge is now complete. Now open the cylinder valve and turn the Inamax dose to 0. You should get a set dose is 0, close cylinder valve alarm. At this point, do not close the cylinder valve. With your oxygen still on, it is time to test up the backup delivery. Turn backup delivery on here and check that the backup delivery alarm has been activated. You are looking for values here that are nitric oxide equal or less than 1.5 parts per million. And NO between 14 and 25. This can take a few minutes. Once achieved, turn the backup delivery off. The performance test requires the oxygen to still be on. Set the dose to 40 and check that the FiO2 is 95. The NO2 is equal to or less than 1.5 parts per million and the NO is between 35 to 45 parts per million. This can take a few minutes. Once achieved, turn the dose back to 0. To test the INO blender, remove the oxygen from the wall and attach it to the front of the machine. Remove the injector module from the pre-use setup. Set the dose on the blender to 40 and the flow to 10 litres. Check that the NO values are between 32 and 48. This can take a few minutes. Once achieved, turn the dose back to 0 and remove the oxygen from the front of the machine. Place the injector module back into the pre-use setup. The final step in the process is to purge the lines. Disconnect both gas lines and insert them into the purging port. All the remaining gas in the lines will be discharged. Once the hissing stops, reconnect the gas tubes. It is important that the cylinders are off when this is carried out, else you'll be emptying the cylinders, not just the line. Leave the machine set up and ready for use. Update the date and time of check on the front and cover with a plastic bag.